My name is JC. We're back again with another video, and this was just going to be a real quick one. I just want to show that Wuthering Waves is native with controller support. There's no key mapping or any virtual mapping on the device itself. It is now officially controller support. I don't see a whole lot of video on it about it, and not a lot of people know this on Reddit, so I'm just trying to spread the word to let people know that this game is now officially mobile with controller support. And we haven't got that for a long time. When the game initially launched, I want to say between March and April, I think, it was supposed to come out the gate with mobile controller support, but they were just having issues to where the mobile side never had any controller support, as far as I know. I've seen some people having videos about using the 8-bit DOE. That was the only time it allowed them access to having controller support native without any virtual mapping. But other than that, PS5, Xbox, Nintendo Switch, any Gamesir controller would not have worked automatically with this game, whether it was iOS or Android. Or even on the PC port, there was a little, I want to say a little mishap with the controller support because you couldn't use any wired controller. As far as I know, you couldn't use any wireless controller with the Wuthering Wave port on PC. It had to be wired from Xbox to PS5. Even the PS4 controller was giving me issue, so people had to use a workaround using the Steam, using the Steam program in order to get the controller to work. I just been playing on PC the whole time using the Xbox controller because I love using controller when playing these games. I hate playing certain mobile games without the controller. My hands are pretty big, so with me using a phone like this, my hands feel cramped really fast, and these devices come with rounded edges. Well, rounded, sharp edges, so I feel fatigue in my hand really quickly. And this game requires you to press a lot of buttons at a lot of times. So I cannot play this way. I tried it. I failed multiple times, and I just gave up on this game. For a while, I really didn't play it as much as I wanted to, so there's a lot of characters I missed, a lot of events that I didn't do. Even though I was playing on PC, there's just a lot of different gacha games that I was playing, as far as Genshin, Honkai, Nikki, just a lot of them that I was playing on PC, but I just enjoyed playing this on the Android when I'm away from the PC. On to the real purpose of this video, I want to show off the mobile side controller support and all different mobile controllers that I have currently in my possession right now, just to show you that it works. So we'll start with, of course, the newer mobile controller, which is the Gamesir 8 Pro or Galileo G8 Pro. Just like that, it recognized the controller. This is just for the phone itself, but here you'll say switch operation mode, controller detected. Do you want to switch the controller mode? So you hit confirm, it boots up, and now I'm in controller mode. All functionality works. You do have the option to change some of your buttons around. I know some buttons are locked only because they do have a unique feature that requires you to use it in multiple purposes. So some buttons are locked, and if you come over here to settings, then you can see right here, movement is locked, camera is locked, and the modifier button is locked, and that's because the modifier button goes for different things. So a few buttons are locked, but a few buttons you change. Me personally, I just changed my buttons from attacking with square to attacking with A. Well, attacking with square to attacking with O. I have my buttons switch. I mean, in the switch layout. But I just kept it in the same orientation that I would be playing Genshin. So I don't feel like I'm playing two different games. Same thing with the dash. I dash with R1. So if you play Genshin, even on the iOS or the PC port, then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But this is how I like playing it. When I'm away from the PC, I preferred playing it this way. Really? Well, eventually I got dodged.
You're wide open. Unstoppable.
Was that unnecessary? Yes. So that's the 8-bit. Oh, that's the 8-bit though. That's the Gamesir G8 Plus. That works very well. We can move on. I have another Gamesir controller. This is the Gamesir X2, one of the first generation, and I had to make a small little modification. I had to tear this off because of this port here is so short. It wouldn't fit in most phones, so I had to make that modification in order to just so it could feel long enough to be long enough to go inside the phones. And I never understood why they put it on the left side instead of keeping it on the right, but that's how they wanted it. So you see, works just the same. I do know that with the Gamesir X2, you want to be looking out for the light indicator here and make sure that it's dark blue. I think dark blue means Android and light green means Gamesir. So the dark blue should act, I want to say it should act as a PS4. I think either a PS4 controller or Xbox One controller. And then the Gamesir would be just native to the screen. So it wouldn't be button mapping, but it would be more like you could just control the Android phone. I mean, if anybody really knows the difference, let me know. I haven't really did research on the X2 when I bought it. I had it for about 3 years now. Let's move on to the next one. We're moving on to the Backbone 1. This is my Gen 1 for all the Gen 1 lovers out there. So let's go ahead and place that on. So anytime you're having trouble connecting the controller to the phone, or if the app, well, if the game doesn't recognize the controller, just restart the game and it should recognize it right away. Because this is the controller I was using for a long time for most of my other games. You can probably hear my daughter in the background. Where all the enemies go? Wait, where am I? Oh, let's go here. I know I saw enemies there. There we go. Let's go fight you.
Stay sure.
Ooh, top 3. We will inspect those later. And now on to the last mobile controller. And for the last controller, for all the OGs out there, this is the Beboncool or Beboncool. I don't know. I really don't know the name of it, but I know it was a hassle getting this controller because there's so many different companies making this controller. They were just all crappy. It was probably pretty much the best one that they could have made, but this was I wouldn't say my first controller, but it was definitely my first love for mobile controllers. I've been through everything with this, especially in the times where most games wasn't mobile controller supported. But this was my first love, and it still works great. I mean, I don't. Y'all don't know how long I had this controller. I had it for a long time, but it still works. And surprisingly, it fits this phone so good. It fits it very well, and it works just as good. Camera needs a little work, but that's because these analogs are shallow. Ooh. Started letting my kids use my arm back, Mom. I might let them use this. Oh yeah, still dodging like a beast.
Fury boils.
Oop, missed my timer. Yeah, this controller still feels good. And for those who are curious about this controller, yes, it works for Android and iOS. There's different settings here. So you have the Android mode, you have the iOS mode, and you have the on-screen Android mode to where you can key map on screen. You have the iOS, and HID is the Android mode, and then you have the charger indicator, and then you have the Android button here and the iOS button here. So anytime you want to switch to basic Android, I think you just hold the Android button. Yeah, so that goes to basic Android, and it doesn't work as your standard input. As you can see, I can't navigate through anything. So that's just for if you want to map on screen. Then you have your iOS. So if you hold that button down. Okay. So when you turn it off, just press iOS and it'll switch to iOS. And then for native Android support, you just hold Android button X and it'll go to HID. So that's it. That was just a little quick video just showing Wuthering Waves working with multiple controllers. I do have 2 more controllers I can show off, but I think these are the best ones that could work for it, especially for comfortability. The other 2s are not very comfortable. But that'll be it for this video. See you on the next one.